For us, it's going to be the first viewpoint, but for most people, it's the last viewpoint and it's the best viewpoint. This is the viewpoint Los Chiapas. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video here from the beautiful city of Tuxtla Gutiérrez. It's early in the morning, the city is quiet, there's like barely anybody up, and of course we're gonna start exploring this beautiful city, but we're not actually gonna be in the city. We're sort of leaving the city, and as I mentioned yesterday, one of the main things to see here in Tuxtla is the Cañón de Sumidero, which we took the boat tour in the previous video. But there is another way to see the canyon, and that's what we're gonna do today. It's supposed to be amazing. It's not an easy way to get to, but we're gonna try our best and see if we can figure it out. So let's go ahead and get the adventure started for today.
Pasa el Cañón de Sumidero, la parada afuera. Sí, para los miradores, sí.
Gracias. Well, about half an hour colectivo ride from the center of town, we've made it to the entrance for the viewpoints of the Cañón de Sumidero. But there is a problem, and this is very important if you're gonna come to the Cañón de Sumidero. If you come after 8 a.m. in the morning, you have to come here with a car. If not, they're gonna make you pay for a taxi and you're gonna have to pay like 400 pesos. Fortunately, I didn't know that. And that meant that I had to get a taxi. Luckily, there was a guy there who was also trying to get into the park, so we shared the taxi, 200. Just to show the guard at the front of the park that I was going in with a car. But afterwards, when I got into the park, I just told the taxi drivers to just let me go. I'll walk the rest of the way because it's a beautiful place and a lot of people are walking and exercising here. But anyways, we're officially inside the national park. As you can see, this bracelet from the previous video is what allows me to get entry into the park instead of paying another 50 pesos for entry. But there are 5 main viewpoints here inside the park. Instead of going from the lowest to the highest, I've started out with the very, very top. So I told the taxi driver to get me all the way to the top. And from there, we're gonna be walking down into the entrance of the national park. It should be absolutely beautiful and I cannot wait to see this place. But we're heading up to the top viewpoint first. I'm super, super excited. It should be absolutely stunning. We finally made it to the very last viewpoint, the very top viewpoint. For us, it's going to be the first viewpoint, but for most people, it's the last viewpoint and it's the best viewpoint. This is the viewpoint Los Chiapas. The thing about this place is you've got like this balcony thing that's pretty cool, and then you've got a building up there that you can also climb, which is also really cool. But you can see the view of the canyon is just amazing. And yesterday we were on the boat. From the boat you can actually see that antenna, the very top building up there. But now we're at the building and we're looking down, and it's what, like 1,000 meters? It's a very steep drop if you fall off this. But it's a really beautiful view. You've got wonderful trees. You almost feel like you're kind of like in the jungle, because everything's so well preserved, everything's really well protected. But it also gets a little bit touristic. There are actually quite a few people here, but it's still beautiful. We're gonna go into the building and check it out. We finally made it up to the building of the viewpoint. This is the second floor. The building inside is just completely hollow. There's like literally nothing in there. I don't even think you're allowed to enter it. But the canyon, I mean, just look at how amazing that canyon is right behind me. It is stunning. The most amazing part for me is that when you're on the boat tour and you're going in, it's hectic, it's a frenzy, it's loud, it's noisy, you see people trying to sell you stuff. But when you're up here, you sort of escape all that. It's super quiet, it's tranquil. You wouldn't know that there are like boats going down there and crocodiles swimming in the water, which is pretty scary. But the walls of the canyon are just massive. Now, I had mentioned earlier that this place is really well protected by the government and the wildlife and everything, which is absolutely true. Which also means that there are tons and tons of insects. So literally every few seconds I'll hear a kid screaming, "Ah, spider!" And my legs have just been completely destroyed by the mosquitoes here. So if you come here, make sure to bring insect repellent. I luckily got mine, so it's not gonna be that bad, but still there's just so many insects here. It is incredible. This place is just beautiful. It's, in my opinion, one of the top things to see here in Mexico. Like I said, there are 5 viewpoints in this park. This is just the last one. This is the highest one, but we've got 4 more to go. So let's go ahead and get out of this place and head to the next viewpoint, which is like a kilometer away from here. Well, we've made it to the next viewpoint right here. This is Mirador Pepehuaje. The viewpoint, it basically gives you the same view as the other one, and it's at the same elevation, I'm pretty sure. But you don't have like a building here. You've got a couple really nice places where you can sit down and sort of have lunch. There's actually a family there eating a couple pretty good looking sandwiches. I'm very hungry, but you know, you don't have anything out here, so don't really have a choice. But the view is just still incredible. We've just seen a couple of the boats start going. I think they've started the boat tours for the day into the canyon, but you can't hear it. You're just so far up, you're so far away from the river that it just, you know, you sort of escape the hectic river down there. So it's just stunning, it's beautiful. These 2 viewpoints are really close to each other. They're like 10-minute walk from each other, but the next one is gonna be farther away. So better get on the road soon, because it's gonna be a pretty long walk down. Well, I was walking for about 15-20 minutes, then a very nice local Mexican said, "Hey, we've got a car, come ride with us," and gave me a ride to the next viewpoint right here. This is Mirador El Roblar. here is, I mean, it's nice. You can still see the canyon and everything. It's absolutely stunning. But the best part about this viewpoint, I think, is the walk to the viewpoint. So you park your car at this sort of parking lot, and then after that, you have to walk sort of downhill a little bit to get to this viewpoint. The walk is beautiful. It's like almost like a rainforest, and you wouldn't know that just, you know, a couple meters away is this huge drop off at this canyon. It's just insane. The amount of vegetation that sort of protects the view means that you could be walking around this road and you would have no clue that you were walking alongside a canyon. But this viewpoint, yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's not bad at all. Obviously, the first one we went to, the highest one, is the best, but this is still a nice viewpoint to come to. It's very, very quiet here. There's absolutely nobody here. I have the entire place to myself, and it's a pretty small viewpoint as well. It doesn't have, like, you know, stands where you can sit at or a building like the first one. This one is just this, literally, that's it. Just this sort of balcony, that's the viewpoint. But it doesn't really interfere with nature. It's still really beautiful, and yeah, definitely worth a visit when you're coming here. Well, we are back on the main road. We're far away from that viewpoint now. The next viewpoint is supposed to be a little bit farther away, so it's gonna be a longer hike. I know I've said this a lot of times, but the wildlife here is incredible, and that means the bugs. I've literally sprayed insect repellent about 3 times, and there are still mosquitoes coming to attack me. It's insane, but we're gonna keep on going and head to the next viewpoint. Well, about after another 45 minutes, it really wasn't that long, and because it's all downhill, it's not that difficult. We've made it to the next viewpoint in the Cañón de Sumidero. This is Mirador La Coyota. Once again, it's the same thing, that sort of really tranquil vibe. I mean, you don't hear the boats in the bottom of the river moving, but because we're getting closer to the entrance and we're getting closer to the city, you can tell that there are a lot more people here. This viewpoint is a little bit better developed. You've got chairs, you've got like tables, there's a lot of people having a picnic here, you've got sheds and stuff, so if it rains, that's also a good solution. But it's just a lot busier because it's easier to get to. It's like the second viewpoint when you enter the park, so it's not really as quiet and serene as the previous ones we saw, but it's still absolutely stunning. This viewpoint, you can actually start to see the city a little bit more because we're exiting the canyon. So yes, you can still see the canyon, which is right behind me, but over there, that's where you can start seeing the city. You can start seeing Tuxtla Gutierrez over there, and yeah, it's a really nice view. But as we move out of the canyon, we're going to see more of the city and less of the canyon, but still the same sort of beautiful views ahead. Well, and just like that, we've walked out of the national park. I'm gonna try and get a van because it's about to leave, so hopefully we can get that van and get back into the city. Well, just after like a 15-minute colectivo ride, which cost only 8 pesos, we are back in the center of Tuxtla. I have to say those viewpoints of the Cañón de Sumidero are absolutely amazing. If I were to do it again, I would come earlier in the morning, 6 to 8 a.m. That way I could just walk right in. And it's really super walkable. I mean, it's not a difficult hike. And it's maybe like 17 kilometers total. It's not too bad at all. If you're taking a day trip, that is a beautiful option to go for. The viewpoints are just really magnificent. You get a whole view of the canyon. It is really impressive. But for the rest of the day today, we're gonna be in the city of Tuxtla. The truth is, I've been staying here for a few days now, and I haven't even seen this city because we've been out and about in other areas like Chiapas Sumidero and the viewpoints today. So let's go ahead and explore the city of Tuxtla Gutierrez. Obviously, every time you visit a city in Mexico, you've got to check out the municipal market. And that's exactly where we are right now. Welcome to the municipal market of Tuxtla. Alright, the thing about this place is it's currently like 5:30 p.m. and everything's closed. It's like closed. They're shutting down stores, everything. It's really early to be shutting down, but I guess we're seeing an empty market, which is interesting in a way, but that really sucks that they're closing so soon. Well, about 3 blocks from the municipal market of Tuxtla is this area right here. It's the main plaza of Tuxtla Gutierrez, and right behind me there you can see is the cathedral, the Metropolitan Cathedral of Tuxtla. However, it's closed. A lot of these places are also closed. The plaza is really nice to walk around, but honestly, there's not much to do here in Tuxtla. I've kind of come to realize after walking around the city for a little bit that there's basically nothing to do. So, if you're here in Tuxtla, don't even think about spending time in the city because there's not much for you to see here, but it is a beautiful place around Tuxtla, whether it's the canyon or the Chiapas Sumidero. So there's so many other things to do around the city that you don't really need to be in the city to enjoy this place. So with that, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. The rain is also getting strong here. That's just a typical afternoon rain here in Mexico in the rainy season, so nothing special about that. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.